Complex ecologies and cultures of inquiry.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just going to check that you can hear me because I don't really like being behind podiums. There's something about a distance from people. Can you hear me fine? Why don't you move up a bit and then we can have more of a conversation. You could probably fit all of us in that washroom down there. It's nice of you to stay this afternoon. It's a pretty quiet place on Friday afternoon, isn't it? There are three main points I want to make in my paper. The first thing is that I want to talk about building cultures of inquiry, which has been a passion of mine for quite a long time. Second point I want to focus on is the meanings of life-affirming energy and embodied energy-flowing values. And the third point that I want to make is that transforming the way we generate and represent knowledge using multimedia. So those 3 points I want to talk about. My self-study might be explained in terms of the life-affirming energy that flows when I'm with others in cultures of inquiry. In this work, the meaning of the embodied energy-flowing values that researchers use to explain their educational influences in their own work and in the work of others are made explicit. The significance of this work, I believe, lies in the transformation in the way we show knowledge, our knowledge to others, and we represent it using the multimedia. It seems tragic to me that our major publication, educational researcher, has no capacity to show knowledge through multimedia. It's certainly something I think we should be encouraging them to do. This work is in response to a lot of people, one of whom is shown. We are building cultures of inquiry, as he says, capable of criticizing that knowing embedded in practice and fostering its development. Catherine Snow has asked us to do the same thing, as did David Clark. In 1995-02, in my doctoral work, I studied myself as a superintendent of schools in my school district, as I was creating a culture of inquiry. Some 8 years later, which is now, I continue to support and encourage practitioner researchers in Masters of Education cohorts. Since submitting this paper, where's Nathan? I've already done one of my next steps, and I didn't think I'd get it done before now, and that is I've created a website, and it took a little bit of patience, as you might well imagine, but now I can have the work of my own work and the work of my students freely available on the web. So it's a little out of focus, isn't it? Or is it just me? Doesn't get any better. Anyway, you can see on here that there's the work of the master's cohort group that I've just graduated in October. So that's their work. And then on the other screen, Jack, is my 2 papers from AERA. And within the links, which we haven't got up there because we're not live, of course, are all the other works that I've done formerly. So it's now a body that you can get at. Now, what I want to show you here is how this is inserted in a paper. So this is the actual paper that comes live from the URL on the website. And if you just click on that URL, up comes this whole video I'm going to show you next. And that little picture that goes with it, you can just copy off YouTube. It's very simple. So just to review, all the clips that I'm going to show today highlight my meaning about cultures of inquiry, life-affirming energy, and the values that flow within that energy. So the first clip, Jack. Just give you a setup here. Can you give me an indication, Deb, when you want me to just go
Well, I think that we want to do a brief overview of each of the papers, and then have you have an opportunity to go in and show your videos to us. So if we could have maybe why don't we just go ahead and have you finish your
Okay, this is about 2 minutes. I was going to go to the end of this.
That'd be fine.
Okay. So, Jack, if you could bring up that culture of inquiry.
It's on, yeah.
You can't get any bigger now?
Can do. What number would you like?
Just show this for a minute. It's not very clear, but this, why it's so dark. This is my group of 7 researchers in the master's cohort, and around my dining room table. And I mean, the color, it's not that great because I've got a window behind me. I'm not a great videographer yet. And it's a Saturday morning, and for most of the time, I've been behind the camera. And at this point, I've gone and sat with the group. And when I've been behind the camera, I've been listening and kind of reinforcing important points that I thought they were making. This is the first time I've had a clip with me in it. And I can't believe how difficult that was for me. You know, I almost didn't put it in because there are lots of other clips. I'm still trying to work through why I feel so self-conscious about that. And I think I see some other people nodding, and you understand that. But, you know, it's a matter of living according to my values. If I want my students to represent their work in video and to use the video to generate the knowledge, I have to do it too. So there I am in the clip. Jack, if you just move the clip a little bit, we can see the engagement of the group. I mean, they're all attending to each other, and I don't think we realize how much we use our hands. Now, there's a point that Lee's talking. See if we can hear her. 239. Now, Lee is right on this right-hand side, and she's a quieter member of the group. She's so quiet we can't hear her at all, actually. Can't we get the audio?
Yeah.
To act as my critical friend, but I realized that was...
Go back to 239.
So she's talking about some limitations.
The obstacle, that is an obstacle, is not having enough outside those critical voices, those friend voices. So I have that, like Teresa's going to be coming in to act as my critical friend, but I realized that was the limitation. And that was my own limitation, because I didn't go seek.
Did you hear her talking about not having a critical friend? She had to go out and find a critical friend. She realized she didn't have enough voices in her work.
But this is a relatively new concept. The fact that we're going to open a door.
And here's Teresa talking about opening the doors in the classrooms to other people.
Someone who will show, you know, this professional kind of caring. That's a relatively new concept in teaching. I think, you know, 10 years ago, if you were seeing, like, it wasn't something that was just the norm. It's much more of the norm now. It's beginning to be. So that, you know, that we have that sense that, you know, I let another professional in, and we share together. I mean, like, I journaled about the conversation that we had at lunch the other day at women, and it was just like,
see that? That's what I mean about life-affirming energy. Could I have told you what that was in words?
But how...
Jack, just go back and play that little tiny bit there at 3:45.
You've got about 1 minute?
Yep.
Okay.
These
Professional dialogue, she's talking.
life-giving and life-affirming and all of that. But how often, like we even express that day, how often do people sit and talk and show that they care about each other professionally?
You had a really good example there.
Yeah,
affirming energy.
Oh, yeah, because I think I got to really know what my living educational theory is all about professional care.
My living educational theory is all about professional care. Okay, I'm gonna actually stop there. I think I've been sort of making 3 points briefly.
Okay.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you. Yes.